show. This is A to Z, pretty much on the road. For those of you guys who don't know, I do the after show live stream every week. I'm actually on a road trip, coming back from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think I'm in Wisconsin already right now, but pretty much last week was the birthday week. So last week, with it being the birthday, it being Mother's Day weekend, I wasn't able to do a live stream. Took that one off, but I have a couple of road trips coming up, and I figured, hey, you know what? YouTube's got a little live stream thing on mobile that I can do. I don't know if you guys can hear me or if you guys can whatever. Just let me know in the chat. But I figured I would do what used to be the Sunday one, probably going to be the Monday one. Weekly live stream on a Monday while I'm driving, especially when I'm doing road trips and stuff. And I don't know, maybe crash one of your guys' places. If I get like a hater who doesn't like me and I'm visiting a place, maybe have me come over. I don't know. If you haven't seen this before, pretty much what it is the after show is a live stream. Thanks to the patrons who support me on Patreon every single week. Those are the best viewers out there. They pretty much they get a live stream every week that's archived over there. We do a little Google Hangout. Obviously, I haven't been able to since I've been on the road. But this live stream pretty much just looks back on the week, looks back in the videos that are going to come up. And then I always do a Q&A at the end. So obviously I can't because I'm on the road and I don't want to die. But my girlfriend's going to be reading any comments that you guys have. She's just going to let me know some of them. But besides that, also got a little review of Minnesota. I'm not going to go to every state and review every state that's out there, but we do have a road trip coming up this September. We're going to go to Florida at the end of August. And then we're pretty much going to do the entire East Coast, leading up to New York, leading up to Boston. We're going to try to go to TIFF in Toronto. I don't know about that yet, but I definitely want to go check out that film festival because that's a place I haven't been to yet. So yeah, there's probably going to be a couple of on the road ones just because you guys already see me. Well, this is completely I don't know if you guys are seeing me the complete opposite way. So I'm going to do this. Maybe it fixes it. It's still the exact same thing. All right, I apologize. I know I'm a film channel, so for me to film vertically is trash. But anyways. Yeah, I'm going to do the road trip in September, late August. But this one I went to Minnesota. I'm going to say, we like Minnesota. For the most part, I like Minnesota. There was a couple of recommendations that we were given. If you're ever in Minnesota, what I was recommended was this restaurant called Al's Breakfast. It was a breakfast spot. Pretty much you just stand behind people, wait for a seat, and then you take that bar stool as fast as you can. It was a long wait, but I think it was worth it. It was pretty good. We went to a place earlier this morning called High-Low Diner, and that place pretty much, it serves your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner on top of a fried donut. There was a bottle of wine that was also recommended to us. Get the bottle of wine. Now, I don't think they sell this anywhere else, and I'm not saying that it's like worthy of the point. Yeah, this one. So it is what, I don't know if you can see it, what the Foch, for however you want to call it. That, if you are not into wine, this is like a sweet wine that was recommended to us, and that thing is insane. So I highly recommend it. I don't know about driving all the way to Minnesota, but that was pretty good. What was the other thing that we had? Matt's Burger, Lucy Juicy. It's this burger that it's two patties that are blended together, and inside there's cheese. And then you bite into that burger, and all this melted cheese comes out. That was a recommendation. Someone said Obama had been there. Mall of America. Mall of America was okay. I did end up getting an espresso machine just because they had the barista people there. I recommend 10 out of 10. If you're a coffee aficionado, even if you're not, definitely go to an espresso shop because they're not even sponsored. They're not sponsored or anything. But if they do, for whatever reason, watch the after show, I would highly recommend that. Where's that at? Who said that?
That was Emma Weinstein.
Emma. Where's Lamont?
The Montclair Film Festival.
Oh, Montclair Film Festival. Where's Montclair? I think that's in Canada. Maybe, probably. I'm not sure. I do want to hit up a bunch of festivals. That's the whole reason why we want to do the road trip. We're thinking of driving to Thinking of driving to Sundance next year as well. Like I said, definitely want to go to TIFF. But if there's any other film festivals, want to go to South by, but any of the smaller ones as well. Just trying to hit them up on the spot. We did the Chicago Film Critics, which was also really dope.
Colmar your thoughts about BoJack Horseman and Breaking Bad.
Oh, BoJack Horseman is top 3 favorite shows on Netflix, hands down. Was it Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Classic. We were reading. There was this. I don't know. You were reading some memes earlier where it says that if you're in a date, or if you're in a relationship, you know a guy's in a relationship because he ends up going to a specific store, and a guy only visits that store if he's in a relationship, and you know a girl's in a relationship because she starts watching The Wire. I personally think that should be substituted for Breaking Bad, but they're both fantastic. I would choose BoJack Horseman over it. BoJack Horseman, however, like Breaking Bad a little bit, BoJack Horseman is one that you have to get into before you actually start liking it for some people. I liked it right off the bat. Maybe the first episode was a little awkward, but I think, as I've been saying, anything that does it in a comedic route, and especially the more you distance yourself from the human race and get into like freaking animals and stuff, you're able to hit on some like really dark metaphors like suicide and depression and alcoholism and all that stuff through a talking horse who was in a reality show. So yeah, I highly recommend BoJack Horseman.
And what part of Minnesota are you in?
So, a quick thing to wrap up the Minnesota stuff and then get to the past week. We went for a wedding, and we were told, oh, Minnesota, it's just like a 6-hour drive. And we have a rule. Our rule is that if you're doing a road trip, 6 hours, that's it. I will drive the 6 hours. If it's more than 6 hours, you got to get on a plane because that's just ridiculous. So we've done stuff, to like, because we're in Chicago, to Wisconsin. We've done stuff when we've gone to Ohio, stuff like that. That's fine. So I searched it up, and yes, it is 6 hours to Minnesota, the edge of Minnesota. It's like 6.5, I guess, to Minneapolis. We find out that where the wedding is being taken place is practically where the freaking place. It's practically in Canada. Like, we needed a passport to get up there. It's 3.5 more hours to get to this place. Like, it's over there by Chisholm, all the way up there. So we did the drive to Minneapolis, and we stayed in Minneapolis, and we did the 3-hour drive to the wedding, 3-hour drive back. Maybe. I don't even know if this is live streaming or not. It says it's paused. Do you have signal?
Right now it's loading
Alright, in case I glitched or whatever, I'm going to blame this on... I don't know if we're in Minnesota or if we're in Wisconsin. If it's Minnesota, if it's Wisconsin. Y'all got to get your bars up. What does it say? Or did we have a question? Oh, thank you, Cole. So yeah, Minnesota, it was dope. Long drive, but I mean, we're gonna be doing a lot of driving later on. So yeah, big road trip, like I said, coming in September, going to Florida, and then pretty much all the East Coast up to Canada. So if you guys have any recommendations on what to stop, definitely let me know. Let's see. Last week I released, or actually today, the Deadpool theory video. Yeah. So this is the one thing I want to add, right? So I'll comment on the Deadpool video, and then I'll start taking your guys' questions on the chat. So the Deadpool video was pretty much, I had seen it last week, and all I was thinking was, oh yeah, Deadpool's just going to play with genres, and then I thought about the documentary. Now this happens all the time. It happened with the Rock video, right? Where people were like, this theory makes absolutely no sense. It's going to come true, because I said the same thing about 13 Reasons Why, which we just finished. I always talk about how when you go on a road trip or anywhere, you need to have a song, right? Every time we go to Sundance, we have a song or something that like defines that road trip. We've had like different albums that we listen on the road. So anytime we listen to that album, we think about that. I'm all for that. We didn't really listen to an album this time. So 13 Reasons came out, and obviously people want me to make a video on it. I want to make an ATZ video, LME video. I did not feel like watching 13 hours while I was over here in Minnesota. So I decided, my girlfriend watched it on the iPad. I heard all of 13 Reasons Why like it's a podcast. So this whole Minnesota trip is not defined by a song like usually our trips are. It's defined by 13 Reasons Why Season 2. So Yeah, I have a 13 Reasons Why video coming out. But just like the 13 Reasons Why video that I made last year for that one, I pretty much had said there's going to be a suicide thing that's going to happen. And if there's ever, or not a suicide thing, a school shooting thing, and people are like, you're crazy, you're an idiot. The J. Cole video, you know what J. Cole needs to do? Instead of like dissing rappers, work with him. You're an idiot, he's on tour with Young Thug, and J. Cole fans don't know what to do. All I'm saying is, I'm not mad, Pat. My theories tend to come true. I truly believe, and shout out to film theories, but I truly believe that for the next one, because they're obviously continuing the franchise, the next one is definitely going to deal with a different genre that they're going to want to play with. And the more meta that they get, they're going to take it overboard. And my theory is they're going to do like some sort of documentary, some sort of meta narrative, like The Office. I'm blanking on what the Turn It Up to 11 type of thing is. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm just saying that because I know people are going to comment, and I already know I get that. What's the point of your video? It doesn't make any sense. Then a couple months later, it gets announced he's making like a mockumentary or something. But I did not like Deadpool 2 as much as I liked Deadpool 1. Still thought it was good, but it's okay. The 13 Reasons Why video that I'll have coming out Thursday probably, I have something similar where I think they're going to go a specific route for season 3. Dear White People was another one, which I've highly recommended. I have a video. That one's recorded. Should be coming out tomorrow. And that deals with Twitter. And also a Twitter beef I found myself in, which I'm just a regular YouTuber, but supposedly, yeah, someone had a specific beef with something that I was doing. But yeah, those are the videos, pretty much the video from last week. The video coming up this Friday for the Yours series is going to be about, and I already posted it on Twitter, your favorite movie sequel because of Solo, which is coming out. So if you have a favorite movie sequel, if you know the true answer, which is Godfather Part 2, go comments, go tweet that out on that, and I will mention you if I can. I get an overload of stuff. I have had people who will tweet at me and DM me and Facebook me and Instagram me going, why didn't you put my tweet in the video? That's not how you get your tweet in the video. There's a lot that are there. There is a cheat code. Some people have found the cheat code to get into a video. Some people are really smart. They have found a pattern on how to get into the video. Those people are geniuses. So if you figure that out, you'll get into it. But usually if you just comment something that's like super intriguing or super interesting, I can't get everyone in the video, but I try to get it so that at least the video flows with whatever the topic is. So yeah.
Have you seen a Monster Calls?
I have seen a Monster Calls. I know a lot of people have been asking me to make a video on it and stuff like that. It's been a while. There is a movie that came out recently that I thought was very similar to a Monster Calls. And I think kind of. I can't remember what it is. I'm blanking on it. But yes, I have. I thought it was good.
Deadpool 2 is better than Infinity War?
Deadpool 2 is better than Infinity War? No. Absolutely not.
Did you hear about Jake freaking Gyllenhaal?
Yes!
Spider-Man 2 mystery?
You told me that earlier, yeah. I'm all for it. I have been saying this. Jake Gyllenhaal, or Jake Gyllenhaal, is one of my favorite actors. The biggest problem is that my dude has not found a good franchise. He does a lot of, minor roles and stuff like that. But even Christian Bale, Oscar award winner, he had Batman under his belt. A bunch of other Oscar people always have something under their belt that defines them. Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't think needs that. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, but he's never had that franchise. He tried doing it with Prince of Persia, and that didn't go anywhere. So if he can get something like this, my only reason why I wouldn't want him to be in there, and you had mentioned one as well, if they're covering up his face the whole time, if they're gonna Casey Affleck in a Ghost Story. You know what I mean? Like another Killmonger where he's like, oh, this villain's so, and then that's it. And and especially when it's Jake Gyllenhaal, so he's like, he ain't even gonna get the money. He's just gonna get it for one movie. But yeah, I'm all for that. I think it'd be interesting to see Mysterio on screen, and if Jake Gyllenhaal's playing him, that'd be dope.
Another question: do you think Solo will break records, good or bad?
No, but I think Star Wars is getting to that point where a lot of people just want to hate on it. And you can see, like, you literally go in the IMDb, people haven't even seen it yet, and they'll still complain about it. I'll be seeing it. I was supposed to see it tonight. I don't know if I'm going to make it in time. I'll be seeing it probably Wednesday. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because people already hate it and it's not even out. I don't like the fact that Miller and Lord were kicked out of it, but I'm still willing to wait and give the movie a shot, even if it has one of the dumbest trailers of all time where they try to give you a cliffhanger of Chewbacca dying. This is a prequel. Nothing?
Where in Minnesota are you currently driving?
Well, I think we're in Wisconsin already.
What's
Yeah.
the most disappointing movie you've ever seen? Most disappointing movie.
Oh, The Dark Knight Rises. I still remember that. I've said this before. This is when we got into our first fight. I was so hyped for The Dark Knight Rises. And I don't hate it. I don't, and I like it more throughout the years. But I remember being so hyped. We went to a movie theater. We bought a whole row. I went to work. I was working at McDonald's at the time, dressed up in freaking Batman gear, and they were cool with it. I was like, all right, let's do this. I was like serving up fries with a Batman cape on and everything. I was so excited we went. We had like 10 seats and everything. And I was so disappointed in that movie. And then we fought for the first time.
You lost your ticket.
And yeah, I lost my ticket.
What X-Men solo movie do you want to see? Rogue or Storm or Gambit?
Well, Gambit's never getting made because that's been in the works for the longest time. So those cards are not on the table. Who's the other one?
What is the most surprisingly good movie you've ever seen?
Space Jam's always default. Surprisingly good movie. I don't even.
Life of the Party.
No. It's not.
Have you seen Cargo on Netflix? With
I've-
Martin?
Not seen Cargo, but I know some people are recommended to do an LME on that. So I just might after. A lot of people recommended The Kissing Booth.
Do you think Marvel's The Defenders lived up to the expectations?
No.
Solo will be Infinity War at the box office record. Do you think that's correct?
No. Absolutely not. It don't even make sense.
Can you get your Netflix passcode?
Yeah, it is. Brigsby Bear 247. I like when it's for the passcode and not the email. How are you gonna log in without the? Okay.
If Paddington 3 is good, would you think it would rival Toy Story for the best family film trilogy ever made?
I think you'd be up in discussion. I don't know about Toy Story. I don't know. Personally, no. You're not working.
Someone said, bro, I am sad they canceled Lando's movie.
Wait, they canceled Lando's movie? No, Gambino is the one reason why I'm excited to see Solo because I'm curious what he's going to bring to the role in that. I'm not the biggest fan of prequels. That's why I'm asking the question to see how many other people have that like in mind for what the best prequel is out there. But to me, I prefer new material, especially after The Last Jedi, which a lot of people didn't like. I'm curious to see what new stories they can tell, not just retreading to old stuff. Was the biggest fan of Rogue One. I mean, the prequels, if you grew up with them, you like them because of that. But the Lando thing, I would rather have Gambino do a...
Lion King live action movie would be good. Okay.
I think it is only, I mentioned this before, because I believe Chance might be doing the album. Then Gambino's doing the voice. And then I think Beyonce's doing a voice as well. So I think the biggest standout isn't going to be the CGI or anything like that, because I didn't care for the Jungle Book or anything else. I think the music is going to be the standout. All the covers that they do, and most importantly, all of the new tracks that they come up with it. But
What movie are you doing a video essay on next?
movie, there's going to be a Hereditary one coming up very soon. I think Hereditary is the big one. I'm working on one for Searching, but that doesn't come out until, I don't know. I don't know when 8th grade comes up. Because like I have all these ones that I have that I'm writing and jotting down for. So give me 2 more and then I'm just waiting for those to come out.
Did you hear they canceled the M. Night
No, they did not.
They said their brother just told them.
That's impossible. It's already filmed. I believe he's editing it. Or he's filming it or something.
Last question. Last question. What do you think of Die Lit by Party Boy Cardi?
Oh, so I said 13 Reasons Why because I listened to it as a podcast was the one thing that defined the trip coming over here. Except for the one song we've been listening to. There's the new John Mayer song, which we both like. But the one with Lil Uzi Vert on that album I actually really like. Playboy Cardi is that guy who I personally play in the background. I know there's always that big debate, and I bring it up all the time, and I always get the old heads or I get the new people. I like listening to anything. I think it just varies on where you listen to it, right? And Playboy Cardi is not meant to have this lyrical, masterful stuff. He's a guy you play in the background at a party or when you're getting ready or whatever else. It's very repetitive, but it's a nice, simple beat. So people think it's trash, and of course it's trash if you think you're gonna get COD KOD Part 2 or something. It's not that. But Shooter with Lil Uzi Vert, I really like that song, so I recommend that. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Like I said, shout out to the patrons. I missed last week, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Maybe like this, depending on some stuff that I will have coming up, not only for the summer, but with the road trip. Because you guys already see me like in the studio in the corner that I already have, but I definitely have a bunch more videos coming out this week. Like I said, the Dear White People one coming out tomorrow. I have one on I have a music one coming up because we're securing a deal, so that should be really fun and really exciting to do. I have the 13 Reasons Why one coming out, a bunch of other LME ones coming out, and you guys actually really wanted me to do the Hear Me Out channel, which is going to be all solely music and going through albums. So I'm finishing up the template on that, and then I have a whole back catalog, including the Cardi album, to break down with that. So there'll be a lot of videos coming out for that soon. So thank you guys for watching. Shout out to the patrons again. I will see you guys in the next video.